It'll be the Heat off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Tristan Thompson is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Irving in at the 1 spot. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you.
Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Back to Dragic. Stolen by Thompson. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. Love outside. There's the triple. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
Now, here's Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Irving. Dragic kicks to Bosh. They can't stop the run with that one.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
And really, they showed up in force, even as the Heat fell to the back of the pack. The Heat only 20 and 21 last year at American Airlines Arena, but the fans love them all the same.
Here's Dragic, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And that is good.
It took them a while, but finally they take the lid off.
Sometimes all it takes is one to get a team going. We'll see if that's the case here.
Now, here's Irving. 5 points in the game.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. James against Dang. Bosh, a screen on LeBron. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Tang's got his first basket.
Right there, we saw Bosh opened up space for the shooter. Well done.
A nice shot by LeBron.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Whiteside, a screen on Irving, and it's Dragic off the drive, and that one's good.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
The Cavaliers leading by 6.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals, but he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Eric Spoelstra. He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
Thanks, Doris. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22 and 19 away from home.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Johnson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. Now here's Bosh, up and in from the low block.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Dragic against Shumpert. Bosh, the screen. Bosh sets the pick for Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. Wide open look. It's hauled in by LeBron.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. They could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Shot's good by Bosh.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Richardson dishes to Dragic. Outside Bosh. Richardson kicks to Dragic. Bosh, a screen on jumper. It's Dragic with the drive. Terrific design on the pick foot. He lays it in.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here's LeBron. He got it. That is one fantastic buzzer beater. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have written the script any better.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
It's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Cavaliers.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
So on the floor for Cleveland, Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Smith, then there's Kevin Love, and it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple of years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash, who had his struggles early in his career. Now the game is kind of slowed down for him. He's not forcing as much, and it has certainly paid off.
Talking about Dragic's newfound efficiency, he's shot over 50% from the field the past 3 years. I mean, impressive. That's a really high percentage for a point guard who plays so aggressively.
Josh McRoberts has checked in for the Heat. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. It's Dragic with the drive. Got it. Good job in the low post. Dragic has got 6.
And talking about Goran Dragic, he's learned how to play under control without losing his speed. I mean, early in his career, he committed way too many turnovers. Now he's able to push the action without making so many of those mental mistakes.
Irving with it. Now guarded by Dragic. And it's Dellavedova missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Mick Roberts has got it back down to single digits for the Heat.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, you know, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
And guys, you know, effort is also a talent. You've got to be willing to work if you want to make plays like that.
And so here is Miami. The Cavaliers making the shot. That's good.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Kicks to Love. 5 on the clock. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 8 points for Love.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Right wing. Fires from 14. Good. He hits the jump shot. And it's a 12-point Cleveland lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, there's no doubt.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Here is Love after the made shot from Goran Dragic, and he gets it to go.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. And now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. Here's Dellavedova. Feeds to Smith. Over to the left wing. And here's Love for 3. And another 3 for Cleveland.
It's first triple of the second quarter, 3rd of the game.
To the paint, here's McRoberts. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 5 assists in the game. Cleveland's gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them. Pass to Love. 26 seconds left here in the second. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Dang gets a wide-open look. Off target with his 3. Irving against Wade. Here's the 3. Can't hit. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Cavaliers lead by 15. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne, do you think the defense will be the focus for the second half?
Well, it is. You know, we got to get more stops, and when we get an opportunity to get on transition, we got to look up and we got to get the ball up. I think right now we're getting rebounds and we're taking a break. We got to go, man. We got a very deep team. We got to use it. So second half, we're going to look to run a little more.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get your...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. What a performance so far tonight by Kevin Love. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists, and 1 block. Coming off an outstanding game last time out, it doesn't look like he's lost any of that momentum here tonight. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
They had a tremendous first half from the three-point line. Their shot selection was pretty sound, considering how many threes they took. And the confidence of the shooters, now that's outstanding.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that's going to do it for now, as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Kevin Love really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Dang in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state, but what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Now here's Irving. He's got 10. Love outside. The feed now to Thompson. Puts it up from 12. That's in there. Love with the assist. Love's got 3 assists now in this one. Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play
Great
a
credit
different
to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable.
Oh! That athletic.
Yeah.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clarkie's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's all. It's like they give him free reign.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
And the Heat with some changes. Amari Stoudemire, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. Cleveland also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for J.R. Smith. And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards.
There's Winslow. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The Cavaliers leading by 12. LeBron passes to Irving. Picked by Mozgov. Irving kicks to Fry. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Wade drives in. LeBron with some nice D. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Launches a 3. And again, LeBron missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Up top, Fry. We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. Fires the 3. They get it back.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Richardson kicks to Wade. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now, and James throws it down hard.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that.
Dellavedova's checked in. Dragic kicks to Richardson, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Passes it to Mozgov. Here's LeBron, 11 feet out, and he hits it. James has got 6 here in this quarter.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Now here's Richardson. To the middle from 12 feet out. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's now 6 points for Chris Bosh. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And the dunk by James.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And here's Dragic. Fades away. No luck. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 14. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The Heat trail by 14, and so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem, and it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's a 2 from Dang. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic. Dang's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Heat. Pass to Thompson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
And Cleveland making a change here. Irving's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. A nice shot by Irving.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Wade kicks to Johnson. Can't hit, so Cleveland will take it the other way. The pass to Irving, 9 feet out, and Whiteside sends it back. Dragic against James. And Irving comes to help. Whiteside, a screen on Smith. Open shot, Dang busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Outside Dragic. Whiteside a screen. Dragic kicks to Dang. 6 to shoot. Baseline J on the way. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Irving misses. The Heat trail by 15. Dragic dishes to Johnson. He feeds it to Wade. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Dwayne Wade continues, Clark, to change his game as he gets older. I admire the way guys can do that. Their head says one thing, but their body kind of tells them another.
And you have to give in to your body as you age, that's for sure. Used to attack the rim all the time. Now it's mid-range jumper heavy.
The Heat making a switch here. Bosh is checked in. And the Heat call time here. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
LeBron drives in. That's good. LeBron's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
Here's Dang. Second shot opportunity. The shot no good. Smith with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 17.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Cleveland.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Well, you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for LeBron James. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long. And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways.
And Miami going with a whole new group out there. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for LeBron. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Dishes it to Richardson. Johnson, the pass to Stoudemire. From 11 feet away, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Cleveland controlling the game. The dish now to Fry. Down low, it's stolen by Stoudemire. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. Shumpert with the steal. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Inside. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Putting you in. Let's go.
.20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. To the inside. Here's Stoudemire. But they get it back. Richardson kicks to Johnson. Winslow with it. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.